Hello, my lovely audience. So, this is gonna be what if Deku was, well, Ezio Auditore da Firenze. Don't ask how I'm able to do that. Maybe it's because I was playing Assassin's Creed Ezio Collection on my PlayStation for a few days. Maybe not. Anywho, let's get down to the fun part. So, yeah, I've seen someone do an Assassin's Creed what if. Don't know how they did it. Don't care. I'm going to do my own what if of this. And how I'm going to involve that is with reincarnation. So, around the time Ezio Auditore died, when he was 84, I believe he was, he reincarnated as Deku. Process, don't ask, don't care. Alright, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Shh, 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 shh. So, yeah, he reincarnated. And when he reincarnated, he was different from kids growing up. But I would say that he would have a quirk sense. In a sense, it'd basically be the assassin's, the ability to, like, the eagle vision, really. That's what it would be. But Ezio's is, like, way more advanced and shit. So, like, we know he's gonna be, advanced already. So, yeah, it's just going to be the same thing. And I'm basically going to say that it's more of like Revelations version, where he's able to find out who's who, depending on like if there's like a bunch of like duplicates of someone, he can find out who's who. And he can also find out where someone's going to be walking towards, like what's their route, just by looking at the ground. He's also going to be able to see like what to grab onto and stuff like that. Basically, the stuff like that really is simple. But let's get to the fun part. So, yeah. So Deku, how this is going to happen is this. Deku, he's going to be. Yeah, he's going to work out really quickly. He's going to start working out, and as a kid, he's going to be like climbing a lot of things. And his mother's going to be like, oh, he's just a kid, it's fine. But when he gets to like later on ages, everybody's like wondering like how does he do it? How is he able to climb so well? And Deku's also practicing his fighting stances and combat in like private areas when he's climbing and all that. And he's getting a lot better at climbing because it's like a new age and all that. And he's able to actually pick it up through like YouTube videos and stuff like that. So fun. Yeah, so he's able to pick it up a lot quicker. Now, as for what ends up happening with Bakugo, yeah, he still bullies him, but he can never catch him. But Ezio wouldn't really give a damn. I'm gonna call Ezio Deku because it's character's name's off script. Fuck off if you don't like it. But yeah, so basically what happens is this: Deku, he with the memories of his past life as Ezio Auditore da Firenze, he's able to speak Italian and a few other languages. So yeah, he knows how to speak a few languages. And I'm going to say that the Assassin Order, like the Creed and the whole that thing, it doesn't exist in this world. So he's got a full range of abilities that he can use in this world, and it's awesome. And there's no pieces of Eden, there's nothing. It's just a completely different universe. So there's that. Now, here's the fun part. So basically, what ends up happening is this. So Deku, when he is, I'd say 12. Yeah, I'd say 12. He gets into a fight with Bakugo, and what ends up happening here is this: Deku kicks his ass completely. The explosion doesn't even get to hit him at all. He completely kicks his ass, and yeah, that'll stick with anyone for a long time. So yeah, Deku kicked Bakugo's ass and got away with it. Now, I'm going to move on to where the sludge villain comes in, and I'm going to say that the sludge villain it's able to get Deku, and mainly because he's not used to his own body yet still. And I want to say that Deku, what ends up happening is this. What ends up happening is Deku, yeah, he gets saved by All Might, but I would say that, you know what, no. I'm going to say that he doesn't get saved by All Might, or the Sledgehammer event doesn't really happen. It doesn't. I would say that he would take rooftops and all that, and I would say that Bakugo would still get, attacked by the Sledgehammer, so let's have that fun. But yeah, there's nothing that really changes, except the fact that Deku doesn't get one for all. And basically, yeah, he still finds All Might interesting and all that, because it's still like that. That's like kind of a part of him right now. He's still got that like spirit to like All Might, but not as much. Like way less. But he likes that he's such a strong and powerful figure. That's what Ezio at least likes about him. And what ends up happening with Deku is this. So I'd say when he's 15, the whole entrance exam, I'd say Deku gets it pretty damn well, like 100% on the written exam, because obvious reasons. And yeah, he's just enjoying his life. He wants to be a hero because he, seeing everyone that seeing the person he cares about, which is his new mother, he gets to actually enjoy that love, and he wants to protect it. And he wants to protect the people that he sees, and he wants to, he cares about it. And that's his mother and people that will be later down the line who he wants to care for. And what ends up happening is this. So around when when he bumps into a rock, I would say he trips. Why not? She saves him. Yeah, all right. And Deku, yeah, he only tripped because he kind of was rushing. And yeah, she saves him. He says thanks. And I would say around when the practical exam comes around, because there was a little physical exam, but I'd say that Deku would get pretty damn good, just average, I would say, because he is like pretty pretty much at the limit of how far a normal person can go with their skills of, fast and speediness and all that stuff. So let's go on to the practical exam. And what happens here is this is going to be awesome. What happens here is this. So when they start off, Deku goes in, charging at the robots, and quickly destroys about 15, 20 maybe. And people are just watching him do it, and he's just breaking their arms off, completely ripping them to shreds, even grabbing a piece of rebar, like maybe a lead pipe or something, just a bar, and just starts wailing on it, beating down on it, and actually being able to stab into it. And I would say that like a lot of teachers and a lot of people are just like wondering, how is he doing it? What's his quirk? And when Nezu looks at his quirk, like his quirk on his chart, nobody does, they're all surprised that that's just his physical strength. So everybody's thinking like, what is wrong with this kid? And how is he this strong? So yeah, a lot of people are like wondering, how is he this strong and as a kid, and just generally how, like, just what is wrong with him? And what ends up happening is this. So he gets into UA, yes, big time, obvious reasons. Also, I'm low on battery, so I'm just gonna check real quick. Yep, I'm good still. All right. Sorry if this is like a really weird story. It's late, if you can tell by the time. Anyways, gotta continue because this is awesome. So yeah, Deku, he gets into UA, and I'm gonna say that he gets into class 1A. Um, the whole class thing is good and all that shit. And I'm gonna say that Aizawa, he's already taking kind of like an interest in Deku for like physical wise because how strong he is as a kid and thinks he'll ace his test. And he's not really thinking anything of it, just like enjoying his time to try and sleep. And I'd say as soon as Deku gets into class, what he does is this. He, oh crap, I forgot about the big robot with the rocket. Yeah, he saves her, tackles her out of the way. Whoops. I forgot about that. Whoops. Sorry, guys. But yeah, he tackles her out of the way. And the whole thing ends with everybody seeing that he just saved someone and also dispatched quite a lot of robots and also saved a person's life for like crying out loud. Now, as for he gets thank you for saving me whole thing, and basically Deku, he's like don't mention it, and kind of just like relaxes, and everybody's just like getting this impression that Deku is like he's just weird, like something is weird about him, and he's just like he just enjoys life way too much, and like everybody just thinks like maybe that's just his natural trait, like his personality, really. Now here's where things get interesting. So Deku, he gets up from his seat and walks towards where Aizawa is. He sees him with his eagle vision, and he quickly walks over to where he is laying down, and he goes over to where the desk is, and he just sits there. And Aizawa, he doesn't know that he's there. He doesn't hear him. He doesn't hear anything. It's completely silent. And Deku, he just crouches down and says, "So are you going to sleep all day, or are you going to teach us something?" And Aizawa quickly, reflexes and everything, quickly grabs Deku by the throat with a punch. And Deku doesn't really do anything because he knows he wouldn't punch him. And immediately realizing what he's done, Aizawa stops and says, "I'm sorry." And then is just like kind of freaked out. Everyone is, because they just saw like a top-ranking hero get spooked by pretty much a kid. And yeah, so basically as Aizawa starts his exam and is creeped out by Deku for like not making a sound at all. And what ends up happening is this. Deku aces this quite better than a lot of people. Like, everybody that doesn't have an enhancement type of quirk that involves, like, speed and all that, and an enhancement in, like, strength, yeah, he does better than them. So, yeah, that's, like, most of the class. And long jump-wise, I'd say he nails that better than the belly button kid. Because Ezio has jumped quite a far distance before. And yeah, I think he would do better than him. So yeah. Now as for who would get kicked out, oh, that's Mignetta. Fuck yeah, that's Mignetta all the way. Jesus Christ. Now I'm gonna say for the heroes versus villains, Deku's hero outfit, I would say it is I'd say it's something like this, really. Like this outfit right here. But I'd say that his hero, like his what he has made in like the R&D team, like really when he's had the time, he's kind of like made this, which was a hook blade, and for obvious reasons, because hook blades are awesome. But I'd say it's something like this, really, with the cloak and all that, and yeah, it looks really nice and just dope. Now, as for like for the blade part, I'd say that they're gonna allow him to have it because he made it and all that. So yeah, although he will be upgrading it quite a lot. And what else did he ask with it was. Yeah, no, I'm just going to say that he has only that as I'm going to just say this is all he's got. He's just got the ropes, no hidden blade yet. And what ends up happening is this. So what ends up happening is on the hero exam, the hero versus villain's whole exam, yeah, he's going to be paired up with, I'm going to say that girl that can like elongate herself. Yeah, she's in the class, and I'm going to say that she's with Deku. And everybody sees Deku's hero suit, and no one really thinks anything of it. They're just thinking it's like a really interesting kind of suit, but it's also weird because it's just robes, and it doesn't look like it offers much protection. But at the same time, it does offer quite a lot of stealth capabilities in a sense. And yeah, that's basically all people think of. And when when he's facing off against Bakugo and Ida, and that elongate girl is there, I'm gonna say that he says to her that you go ahead, I'll be right behind you. Now, what ends up happening next is this. No one sees him on the CCTV cameras. Because of one reason. He's climbing the building. And she's like right in the middle of fighting Bakugo when Deku is able to quickly get inside the room without being detected. And how he gets in is by smashing the window and hitting Ida and pretty much just knocking him out with his fists. And how does he knock him out? Well, he's wearing basically a motorcycle helmet. You know it's a torture. There's like a torture method where you put a person. I saw this on Longmire. All right, Longmire. Go watch it. It's the motorcycle scene. It's so messed up. Jesus Christ, it was so messed up. Oh God, why did I remember that? Oh, okay. Let's continue with the what if. Ugh. Anywho, yeah. So. Yeah, he quickly knocked out Ida very quickly, and quickly touches the bomb, which then has, all might say, hero team wins. And Bakugo stops for a second, and then gets quickly knocked out by the Kung Fu girl, saying, like, what happened? Like, he was like, what? And she's like, wait, what? But I didn't see him come past me or pass by me. And quickly, All Might explains that he found what Deku did was probably the most interesting approach that he's seen in a very long time. And this is where All Might takes notice in Deku and actually finds a little bit of an interest in his skills. And he kind of wonders if he should pass down his quirk to him, because he's a bit of a fan, and it was like an honor to meet him in a sense, is what he said when he first saw him, and also the fact that All Might kind of like sees him as like someone that would be more reliable than Mirio. And what ends up happening here is this. What ends up happening is Deku, he realizes that he kind of wants to get he's going to need a bit of materials because he's seeing how powerful everyone is, and if he didn't get that sneak attack, he wouldn't be able to do it. So, as the future knows, he's going to be making his hidden blade. And he makes it, I would say, within a few days. And what ends up happening is this. He has his own hook blade, and it is going to help him, but at the same time, it's not going to lack him at all, because it's also going to have the the gun hole thing, but it's going to be firing rubber bullets. And that's basically going to hurt, like, God, that's going to hurt a lot. And with how much firepower is coming out of it, it's going to hurt. I'm also going to say that he's going to have, because he wants to protect people without killing, he's going to need to be using a type of tranquilizer instead of a poison that's in the blade. Now, here's where the fun part happens. He's going to definitely have two blades, but they're also going to be used for defense. Now, here's where the fun happens. But he might use it for killing, and people do warn him about that, like, oh, it's a dangerous thing to have, but he explains that Yeah, but there's a guy who has guns for as a equipment. So having knives on his wrists aren't that bad of an idea. So they allow him to have it. And what ends up happening with Deku with I'm gonna say that what happens with him and well his armor, I'd say it's pretty lightweight. Could be better, but it's good enough to actually withstand a good solid punch or well a knife at least. It's Kevlar really underneath. So there's that. And yeah, so I would say this is around the time for the USJ attack. And the USJ attack, well, this is where the fun begins because this is where the Nomu comes into play. And Deku is going to have so much fun here. So seeing Deku with the hood, I'd say that Kurogiri would send him on the boat. Same, yeah, with the boat and the girl with the elongated hands and Froppy. And when all the villains are like right there, I wouldn't say he's able to, do what he did back then with the whole finger breaking and stuff. No, instead he is going to be he's going to be on the defense. So what's going to happen here is this. The villains are going to come, and they're going to get on the boat and quickly get dispatched immediately. He's going to basically break their ribs, arms, stuff like that, and quickly take them down. And he's basically going to be dropping them down quicker than everyone else can. And people are seeing his moves and seeing that they're insane. Just they look like he has like so much intent to kill almost, but he's holding it back almost. It just looks almost like it. But at the same time, it looks like he's just a juggernaut in a sense, fighting. And the teachers just see, like, I would say Aizawa, like, even sees him in the corner of his eye, how many villains he's dispatched, and he's impressed. Like, genuinely impressed. And I'm going to say that, he's thinking of teaching him the bandage, the bandage or whatever, fighting style. Mind you, this is Ezio Auditore we're talking about here. It's going to be really easy if he picks it up at all. Now, here's where the fun begins. So, I'm going to say that Kurogiri sees him dispatching the villains and quickly sends a portal underneath Deku, dropping him from, literally from that height all the way towards, I'm going to say, where should I put it? I'm going to say right in towards the water. And one of the villains has it frozen. And it's just like a sheet, like enough to like when you land, it's going to just break your cranium. But no, I'm just going to say it's really high up above the water. And what happens here is this. Deku, he's going to do kind of like a leap of faith. And even basically he does the leap of faith. And when he does it, he lands on the back and quickly everybody's like, no, on the boat. And the villains are like, ha 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 ha, that's why you don't mess with us. And immediately Deku, when they're basically at their lowest point where they're about to lose on the boat and they're just like about to give up, Deku climbs back up on the boat and quickly takes down two villains by knocking them out and quickly starts destroying these villains. And I'm going to say that he fires off one of his rubber rounds into the back of one of them, sending the dude flying and poisoning a few of them with the tranquilizer remedy. And holy crap, they drop like flies. He's quickly and just dispatching them, throwing them over his shoulder with the hook blade and completely just going over them and kicking ass. And right around when Kurogiri is about to use his quirk again, he uses the one of the villains as a decoy and throws him into the portal, having him go do a leap of faith of his own. And that causes enough distractions. And I would say around when All Might gets in, all the villains on the boat are just completely dispatched. In fact, a lot of villains actually had to go over towards the boat to back people up. So Deku, he's not injured at all, but just really tired almost. And when he gets off the boat and swims over, he sees I'm gonna say he sees Aizawa about to get his ass kicked by the Nomu, and he quickly sees him with the eagle vision, and well, when he sees him, he kind of just rushes towards the Nomu, and notices that thing ain't human at all, and quickly goes over to the Nomu. And I'm going to say that he is able to blend in with the villains. Like, they're like, he's just using his assassin's techniques here. And even when they don't notice him, he's still, like, blending in enough to just get by. Because there's so much chaos going down. And he knocks out a few villains, poisons a few of them, and he goes over to the Nomu, and he quickly, he assassinates the thing. He trades off the tranquilizer. Well, he actually gives the thing so much of a high dosage of the tranquilizer, it actually stops its heart and kills the thing. Mind you, tranquilizers are muscle relaxers, and your heart is a muscle as well. So, he basically gave him so much that it killed him. And it's kind of in a spot where no one would notice it's actually, it was poisoned. Because it's regeneration and all that. So, there's that. And yeah, so it just died of a heart attack. Kinda. Yeah, heart attack. And what ended up happening here is this. After that, I would say it had maybe an aneurysm and a few other things, and it just died. And I would say that Shigaraki did not know what just happened, nor does Kiriguri, and quickly Deku just sneak attacks them, and hits Shigaraki, which then Kiriguri rushes over and pushes Deku out of the way, throwing him into a bunch of villains, where he quickly just takes them on, and injured as well. And that's kind of where Deku is just wailing down on them, just destroying them, really. And yeah, so the villains just got their asses handed to them. And holy crap, was that badass. Yeah, so once All Might came in, yeah, it's game over. The Nobu's dead, and the villains are all they just got their asses kicked pretty much, and there's only a few left. And no, the Shigaraki and Kiriguri just teleport away. And yeah, they get away, sure, but hell, I think they just kind of they're about to improve the Nobu's health condition. So yeah, that's the end of part 1, and Deku just gets a pat on the back and a lot of support from Aizawa and All Might, and All Might's actually considering giving him the quirky reward. He's actually thinking of asking him very soon. So there's that. Anyways, have a good day and a good night. Peace out.